What's going on, everybody? Liverpool secured the 3 points against Burnley. Good bounce back win after that loss to Arsenal. And we were kind of going into this game a little bit negative, given Man City kind of climbed their way back up into first spot in the league with one game in hand. But Liverpool now 2 points up on Man City. I know Man City have the game in hand, but that's a good bounce back win. Is it expected that we should have beat Burnley? Absolutely. Absolutely should have beat Burnley. Let's start from the beginning of the match, okay? Burnley actually looked pretty threatening to start off the game. Really, they controlled possession for the first 5 or 6 minutes. Then Liverpool started to grow into the game, right? We didn't even get our first corner until I think like the 20th or 30th minute. And then that goal from Jota, man, typical Jota. He is a poacher, man. He's always in the right place at the right time. That's his 9th goal this year. He was out for like 2 months with an injury, it seemed like. Maybe even a little bit shorter, longer, but he has 9 goals already. Shout out to Jota. All of our front line players scored. And that's the best part. Okay, so Jota's goal, but then we give one back. We give O'Shea his first career Premier League goal. What is it about us? I feel like every time I look up, we're giving someone their first Premier League goal or something. First ever career goal, something. Right? So it's 1-1 going into the half. The substitute, taking Trent off. I don't know if any of you guys have any insight as to why we took Trent off, but Elliott comes on. Curtis Jones shifts to right back. And, Liverpool just looked really good in that second half, right? The goals for Darwin and Luis Diaz, both created by Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott with 2 assists. Darwin so hungry for goals, man. He finally gets one. And that is not an easy goal to finish. Cocking his head back, having to direct it into the far corner. That's a very accurate header for Darwin Nunez. And Luis Diaz as well. You saw after he scored, super pumped, super amped about getting that goal. I think overall it's just a good team win. Everyone scored across the front line. But let's talk about man of the match. I know I have a poll going for you guys so you guys can see what you guys think. Personally, I'm giving it to Endo. I think Harvey Elliott might be my second in line, but I'm giving it to Endo just because of how much we missed having him in the 6. It's very apparent. It's very apparent when he plays. He's so aware of his surroundings. He's not dispossessed, right? With McAllister, when McAllister plays in that 6, there's almost moments where he kind of just picks his head up and looks and there's someone on him and he gets dispossessed. Endo always seems like he has space around him to turn and make a decision, whether it's an out ball or to progress the ball. Endo is so good at what he does. And today we really saw that. There were some shaky moments, though. Okay, the second half, Keller made a really crucial save in that 1v1 with Odebert or whatever his name was. Good save. And then Odebert also put it wide of the post. Burnley had chances in this game. And that is a really concerning thing when you look at us going up against bigger sides. I mean, look at Arsenal, right? Look at Arsenal. I mean, if that's not Burnley, those might be goals. If that's not Burnley, those might be goals, and we might be looking at a draw, right? Someone said it in our live stream. We don't ever make it easy for ourselves. It's always a little bit stressful, but that insurance goal really kind of took that stress away from us. But let's go over to the chat and say what's up to everyone. Inspector Gray, Ryan, Hannah, Spence, what's going on, everyone? Let's say Hannah here says, given the injuries and illnesses in the squad, that was actually a good win. I agree. Good bounce back win, too. Spence says, not going to lie, I was a little nervous when they made it level just before half. Exactly, like right before the half, they made it level. And that's really concerning for momentum purposes. But we are a second half team. That showed today. Still worried about Trent. I really am still worried about Trent. Inspector Gray here says, we got a game in hand in the Premier League, not Man City. They play on Tuesday. Hold on a second. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I thought I saw that they have a game in hand. They played this morning. Let's pull up the table here. So Liverpool, top of the league. Man City have a game in hand. They've played 23. We've played 24. Yeah, no. We don't have the game in hand. Man City does. But That's okay because we do still have the head-to-head against Man City, and it's at Anfield. That is a must win, dude. That is like if there's ever been a must win, it's that. Looking at the table right now, Burnley's still in that 19th spot. Nottingham and Newcastle about to go head to head here in about 10 minutes with ex Liverpool player Awoniyi. 5 goals, 2 assists, and 12 Premier League appearances for him. Shout out to him. But if we look at Arsenal, Arsenal also has the game in hand. They're on 49 points, and Arsenal. I don't know who they're going up against next. Let me see. Oh, that's right. They play West Ham. Arsenal plays West Ham. So hopefully West Ham can do us a solid and really try to negate that win they got against us. And it's Brentford at home for City. Didn't they just play Brentford? Oh, wait. No. Never mind. I lied. So yeah, guys, let's go over to the poll and see what you guys are choosing in terms of your player of the match or your man of the match. See what we got. Why can't I see the poll? Did the poll already go? That's annoying. Can't see the poll. Can you guys see the poll? I got to figure out how to make this a little bit easier for me. But it doesn't matter too much. I can still go online and do it. Inspector says, Hannah, we got the game in hand in the Premier League. Brentford away on Saturday. Away City play on Tuesday. No. We're a game ahead, Inspector Gary. We've played 24. City have played 23. All right. Hannah. Oh yeah. Inspector Gray. Okay, now. Okay. Did I say Inspector Gray? I meant Inspector Gary. Jesus. Yeah. So no, they definitely have the game in hand. But regardless, guys, I can't see the poll. That's annoying to me. Let me pull up YouTube here. For me, I'm giving it to Endo just because I mentioned before he has that ability to just control a game from that pivot spot. And I'm not taking anything away from McAllister. What's actually ironic is that we've been calling for McAllister like, oh, he's not a 6. He's more efficient and more productive and more involved when he plays more forward. McAllister was kind of a ghost today. Am I wrong in saying that? I feel like McAllister was a little bit of a ghost. Not in a bad, it's just he wasn't really involved in the match too much. Everyone is saying, not everyone, 55% of you guys are saying Endo man of the match, Nunez 27%, Elliott 9. And I think the reason for that is because Elliott was subbed on in the second half. And yeah, but let's also talk about Curtis Jones. We Curtis Jones and Endo. These are 2 players this season that have really given us some flexibility in the midfield, right? The injuries are now starting to pile up. Luckily, we got Samika's back, Robbo back, but the best ability is availability. We've always said that. We've always said that, and Curtis Jones has been available, and now Endo being back from, the Asian Cup, he is going to be crucial in us. With Dominic Szoboszlai out for I don't know how long, but he's gonna be so crucial for us in that midfield, okay? Today, against a team like Burnley, you can really see the value it provides. When we go up against a tougher side with a really strong midfield, we're gonna need Endo, we're gonna need McAllister, and we're gonna need Jones, okay? It should tell you guys a little bit about how Klopp views Gravenberch, the fact that Gravenberch didn't come on as a sub today. McConnell and Elliott and Bobby Clark came on. You gotta feel a little bit for Gravenberch because, high hopes. Still a super young player, right? Maybe he still needs time to grow into the team. It doesn't happen right away. Maybe this is kind of the same thing he went through at Bayern Munich. Uh, but I'm not giving up on him yet, obviously. That's just absurd to give up on him, but Klopp will play who's playing well and who's in good form. Another player I wanna talk about is Cody Gakpo. Given how Darwin has been playing, Darwin is 8 goals, 7 assists in the Premier League. That's really good. I mean, still, he leads the league by far in woodwork, like hitting the woodwork, but him, Jota, and Diaz right now are our best front line. Obviously, because Salah's out. When Salah's here, Salah's playing. Cody Gakpo's a great depth guy, and it's good to have that depth in the front line, especially because you need those attacking options, but you kinda got a feel for Gakpo, don't you? What do you guys think? I mean, I do feel a little bit for Gakpo just because of how hot of a start he had at the club, and now he's coming on in garbage time. Inspector Gary, biggest fan, appreciate it, man. Dude, are we still chatting about this game in hand thing? It's alright. Alright, it's okay. It's fine, guys. It's fine. It's not a big I mean, Man City have the game in hand according to my table, Gary might be looking at a different table, I don't know, doesn't matter. But what matters is we're top of the table now, and the way Man City's been playing, if I'm gonna pull up Man City's fixture list, we can't drop games like that Arsenal game. It's just crazy to me. 2 losses, Man City have 3. It's crazy to me that Man City no, excuse me. It's crazy to me that Liverpool have 2 losses, 1 legit and 1 not legit, and illegitimate, if you will, and those are affecting us so much. Again, it comes back to all the draws that we have, right? I feel like we could have this debate for hours on, like, draws versus losses and really pushing for wins as opposed to holding on to draws. But if I go back here to the fixtures, all right, yeah, Man City plays Chelsea on Saturday, right? That's our game against Brentford. So Man City, that's the primetime game against Chelsea. Who knows? Maybe Chelsea will please, Chelsea. I know we don't like you on this show. I know we talk a lot of shit on Chelsea, but this is when we need you, Chelsea, right? Let me be a hypocrite for a minute. We need you, Chelsea. Come on, man. Spurs play Wolves, and like I mentioned, Arsenal play Burnley on Saturday, actually, but tomorrow, Arsenal play West Ham. So, then on the 20th, Man City play Brentford. So, really, the Chelsea match is gonna be big. I might have to watch that match because, ooh, man, it's gonna be a tight one. And it says, "If we beat City at Anfield, then we get our lead back." Right, and so we negate the game in hand, but again, the game in hand is still the stressful part of all of this, is the fact that, we're basically playing catch up. We're basically playing catch up, and that's why the head-to-head match is so important that we win. I feel like it's gonna be a draw. I really do, and there's no saying who's gonna drop points, right? There's no saying if Man City might have an off game just like us against Arsenal, right? Although Arsenal did play well, those flukes or freak losses happen. That's why this is the best league in the world. So, you can't count out a Brentford or a Chelsea or whoever else they play. I mean, then they play Bournemouth, then we play Nottingham. Then they have United. So they play Chelsea and United coming up here. And I know Hannah Chelsea are awful, but you never know. Sometimes form goes out the window when those top sides meet. It's kinda crazy. Inspector says Trent had a strap around his knee in the last few games. I didn't notice that. Jordan says we have to win that City game, no question. Spence says the best chance for City to drop points in March. So, yeah, their first game in March is against United. Then they play us on March 10th, Sunday, March 10th. Then who do we got? Then Brighton. Oh, yeah. Those are tough games back to back to back. And then Arsenal. Wow, you're right. Yeah, their schedule in March is pretty tough. Wow, Sunday, March 17th. Listen to these fixtures. This will be a really good day. Everton against Liverpool, West Ham and Aston Villa, Brighton and City. That'll be a good day. Really good day. Yeah, and, so let's go back and see if anything's changed with the votes. Now it's 50% Endo. Uh, yeah, 17, 17, 17. So everyone kinda chooses Endo. It's kinda crazy, man. The media talking about Endo from a transfer standpoint. Everyone was like, "Who is this guy that we're buying?" I never heard of him. I'll be completely honest, never heard of him. 16 mil, 30 years old, you know, everything we read about him was that he's just so solid. No one said he was great, right? No one said he was really, really like a playmaker, but everyone said he was solid. He's always available. Stuttgart fans in the forums were really upset about losing him, and on social media, he has been so good for us. It's actually amazing we did so well without him and Salah, right? So you gotta give a lot of credit to the team for that and Klopp. But today, seeing Endo back in the lineup, it's just so amazing when you get a good holding midfielder or someone who just naturally plays that position, it changes everything. So I have to give a big shout out to Endo for that. He's gonna be the man of the match for me. And talking about Robertson, let's talk about Robertson a little bit. He struggled to get up to pace in the last match, and then, of course, today in the first half, not very great, kinda sloppy, gave the ball away a couple times, um, and towards the end of the half, he kinda warmed up. Second half, though, Andy Robertson was phenomenal. I really do think Andy Robertson looked so, so good, and that's good because the fact that he was out for as long as he was, being able to come back in and really give us that spark at left back is good because really we haven't lost anything with Gomez. We didn't really lose anything when Tsimikas was playing either. But now that Gomez is ill, Tsimikas and Robertson are back, thank God, because imagine if Tsimikas and Robertson were out and Gomez was ill. Who's playing left back today? I know, I don't know. Are we putting in Owen Beck? I don't even know if he's eligible to play. I mean, maybe Connor Bradley, maybe Endo, Curtis Jones? Who the hell plays left back? I know, it just it doesn't matter, but Liverpool have a full week off again until we play next Saturday. Early match, 7:30 against Brentford. What's with the early matches in Liverpool? Does anyone have a legit answer? Why do they do that to us? And I agree, 100% undrafted. Rob Scott says Endo is a warrior. I couldn't have said it better. There was a point in this game where Endo was, like, slapped across the face, right? And then he tackles I don't know anyone on Burnley, maybe it was O'Shea or something, tackles the player, gets a yellow card. I think it was in the first half, and he gets up, gets a yellow, his face is bleeding, doesn't say anything, says nothing to the ref. Warrior, Nat Phillips level warrior. The man's bleeding, at least that's what it looked like, doesn't say a word to the ref. That's the kind of player I want. A player that just puts his head down, puts in a just amazing performance, doesn't complain about anything, and just tips his cap to the fans at the end of the day. 16,000,000 bargain. Amazing, amazing play from Endo. The nothing but Reds honorary man of the match. The 12:30, yeah, all on the road early game. God, dude. And against Brentford, that's a scary matchup. Not from a quality standpoint, but away at Brentford early, history doesn't hold up to that. TV ratings, okay, I can see that. Fowler being fined for that protest. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's gonna be quite an ending to this Premier League season, guys, because I can't see a world where Liverpool just fall off a cliff. I can't see a world where Man City fall off a cliff either. Even when Erling Haaland was out, Man City were still getting results. They did fall off a little bit, but I just can't see that world. I can see a world where Arsenal suffers some losses, right? That win against us was so big for them. They weren't expecting that win. No one was expecting Arsenal to win that game. I really think that that's gonna that's gonna be holding them even in the top 4 not top 4, top 2 conversation. But I think Arsenal are gonna drop points. Man City and Liverpool, it is gonna come down to the head-to-head matchup. It is gonna come down to that head-to-head matchup. It's gonna be epic. That's gonna be that's gonna be reminiscent of if you guys remember, I think it was 17 no, it wasn't 17, 18. Maybe it was 18, 19. No, it was 17, 18. The 3-1 win at Anfield, where Man City, like, we threw stuff at their bus or something. That was the first time under Klopp that Liverpool were actually competitive enough to compete with Man City. And so the buildup was just epic, right? Man City have been steamrolling the league almost every year with the exception of, the COVID year, right? And Liverpool have been right there with them. But leading up to this, if neither team drops points or if both teams stay level on points, the head-to-head matchup is gonna be prime time television. Primetime television. Inspector, we go live every Sunday, Steve and I, except tomorrow. Steve will be out of town, so it'll just be me. So, unfortunately, you came back at the wrong time, but it's all good. Usually every Sunday we're going live. And it says we need Man City to drop points too, but I don't like putting the pressure on the opposing team to drop the points. I don't like that. I don't want the team for us to rely on another team to drop points, because usually what happens is when they do drop points, they'll drop points and then we'll play, and we don't capitalize on the we'll, like, draw against Fulham or something, or Brentford. That's what kinda makes me upset is Liverpool have a tendency to do that, at least this season. We don't capitalize. So, don't put it in the hands of the other teams. Go out, get the 3 points every week. That's all you can do at this point. You play your game. Obviously, every team goes out trying to win every game, unless you're parking the bus or whatever, but that's our mindset going forward. We need to be thinking about winning every single game. And the fact that we're in every other competition too, that's another stressor on Klopp. Team selection, right? Ensuring guys are healthy, making sure that when those big games do come, because the Premier League is gonna be the priority at this point, right? Unless we, like, lose 3 in a row and the gap just widens, we're looking at Premier League and Europa League as the primary goals here. But the thing is, Europa League, FA Cup, EFL Cup, we're gonna rotate. There's no question. You're gonna see rotation. Premier League is you're gonna see the strongest sides every week, so Klopp needs to game plan for that, and he's been good at that. And now that we have a lot of youth guys coming up through the ranks, it gives them a little more flexibility with the injuries. So, Spence here says, "I think if Arsenal lose tomorrow, it's probably a two-horse race. With a loss, they are 3 behind City and on goal difference, and City have a game in hand." And I agree. That's why I said the win against us for Arsenal was huge, because maybe they can't afford to lose one, right? But again, if Liverpool and Man City continue their current form, I know that the loss to Arsenal kinda throws it off a little bit, but if we continue our current form, I think it's gonna be a two-horse race, right? And that's Hannah says it here. I think it's two-horse race anyway. Setting up for a good ending to the season, guys. So, let's go. Final tally on the man of the match. Looks like Endo takes it home with surprisingly Jota getting 24%. Jota getting 24% of the vote. Shout out to Endo. It's good to have you back, man. We really missed you. Shout out to all you guys joining the live match reaction. Appreciate you guys. And I'm glad that we got the W today. Good 3 points. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. We have a whole week off until we play again, so enjoy that. Hopefully, that'll give us time to get some of our guys who are ill back. Joe Gomez, Soboslai is injured or no, but Allison, he's huge. Need him back. Get well soon, guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, and until next time, Reds, take care.